Everyone, Jason Nunn, Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine dealer. Thursday, and that southerly has just come through. You can see it's sort of gusting here at the moment, around about 25 knots along the coast. And really what it's going to do is basically stay into tomorrow morning, and it will slowly abate tomorrow. I don't think, well, there's the possibility there might be a shower or two. It just doesn't look it yet, but you never know. Look at it happen on the weekend, 130 millimetres of rain down at Blackie, so there was a lot of rain coastally. But by Saturday morning, we're going to see it really be more east-northeast, and it will swing around Saturday afternoon to a nor'easter. We're going to see that nor'easter continue into Sunday, and the next southerly, early hours of Monday morning, Australia Day. So it's a long weekend this weekend, so a lot of activity out there. We ourselves and Lucas Stansfeld and the boys, Banksy and that, we're going to head out there and have a bit of a look and see where the marlin are. The big fish bonanza happening out of Lake Macquarie next weekend, so we want to have a bit of a look. We haven't been for months, so it'd be nice to get out there and have a bit of a look. Maybe Matty Smith, he's out there, might tell me a few tips. That'd be very nice, Matt. Very nice indeed. Now, tides for Saturday, 6:35 a.m. low tide. Not a really low tide, guys. It's probably in and around about 0.4, 5.5, so it's not a biggie. And that high tide, 1:45 in the afternoon. And again, not a big tide, so we're not going to see a lot of tidal influence through it, but it's a good tide if you're going to head offshore. And I think that wind will pick up in that PM period, probably about 3 or 4 o'clock. It'll probably potentially get up to 20-25. So we'll just see where that goes. But if you're coming back from out on the shelf, not too bad. Big temperature break up along towards the car park. We looked at it there last night. Probably over a couple of mile, I might add, but when you look at the sea surface charts, it looks fairly graphic. 26.5 degrees here, and virtually 23, 22.5, 23 degrees there. So we're just not sure how that's going to sort of pan out. I still think out on the edge is going to look pretty good, and just getting out there to have a look and just sort of see what's actually going on. A lot of activity on that inshore, guys, so don't just fob the farm off. I don't believe that. 35 fathoms out to 50 fathoms. I think there's a lot of potential there, particularly even around Swansea Fad. Dolphin fish we talked about, only just 70 centimetres, some of those guys, but a lot more striped marlin on that inshore fishery. Well worth a look. We might even do it ourselves. Haven't heard of any blue marlin out wide, but again, this weekend is a little bit unpredictable. Now on the farm, and definitely the fad, them little dollies, but there's probably well worthwhile having a look out there if you're there. Some nice snapper and a few trag on that deeper water. But that inshore fishery is very coloured at the moment. There's a lot of fresh water coming out of Newcastle Harbour and definitely here out of Lake Macquarie. So there's quite a bit. A lot of trag still on that inshore fishery. Not many bonito, reds, flatties, just that usual stuff. But I think you'll need to move around a bit because there will be definitely differences in temperature with that fresh coming out of the estuary. On the beaches, a couple of metres of swell at the moment, and that will hopefully settle down with those nor'easters. Whiting, brim and mulloway, probably my pick, I would reckon. The first quarter of the moon is going to kick in early next week, Monday, Tuesday. So we've already seen that first little slice a couple of days ago. So it's now going to start to build, and the 2nd of February, Tuesday, I think it is, Monday, Tuesday, 2nd of February is the next full moon. So we're going to work through that whole cycle. That prawn run really did start to kick in the gear after we had that rain on the weekend. I don't know if many guys got out there. I was talking to a few of the boys through the week. Up to 4 kilo of prawns out of the lake, which is really good, and some good size. Those Eastern King prawns, some really nice ones amongst them. But one thing that has happened has been a real increase in squid in the estuary itself, and as a result of that prawn run. So the channel, definitely the last of the run out tide in the channel if you can. That will be ideal. But those local spots down at Murray's is worth a look. The Sticks, all that sort of stuff. Back at the Air Force Channel, definitely worth a look. But some really nice squid in the system. So the beauty of that is, kings become a target, and definitely mulloway of an evening now with those fresh squid. So that's perfect. And some of the guys have been catching bag limit catches, so it's great to see a lot of squid out there. Just go easy on them, guys, and don't whack them too hard. That way we'll have plenty of squid right the way through to April. Now there's some really nice whiting and brim still on the flats, but I'm getting a lot of reports still of very good flathead in the lake itself. Yes, there's quite a few in the channel, but still a lot of fish in and around those high 60s, 60, 65, even up to 68. There's bigger ones, definitely, but there's some really nice fish still around. So we have a fair bit of diversity. It's going to be quite busy, I must say, the long weekend on the lake, but there's still a lot on offer. And look, there's quite a few crabs around at the moment. So on the back of that run, quite a few crabs. So there's still plenty of opportunity to put a few pots in and have a go. I think the bridge, definitely kings there, guys. You'll want to be damn early before all the traffic gets through. But I think live squid, because there's enough of them in the channel to support that. And if you're going to have a little bit of a bottom fish, don't disregard Salts Bay, guys. There's quite a few trevally, brim and whiting in there at the moment. So all in all, have a great long weekend, and we'll see you next week when the big fish bonanza is just about to fall. See you then.